Hey guys, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm super duper excited because we are filming my favourite video, which is my Pan Those Eyeshadows series. So if you aren't all caught up, then I will link the playlist up here so you guys can catch up and basically know all about the progress that I'm making in this project. And if you don't know what it is, I would recommend you watching the other videos first to kind of get to grips with what this is. But we have a very exciting update this month. Obviously, for the past month I have been away for a week, just over a week, so I haven't been using these shades as consistently as I would want to, but we do have a couple of rollouts still and we're going to be rolling in some new shades, which is always super duper exciting. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into it. My main channel, my social media, and any of these palettes will be linked in the description if you do want to check them out. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to get started. So firstly, I have my shade from my Naked Honey palette. This was the shade Drip. I will put a picture in here of what it looked like last month. So this is kind of like the deeper brownish shade, and I used this one 17 times this month, and here is what it is looking like now. It's just this shade here. As you can see, we've got a slight dip starting to form, nothing too major, but I'm definitely happy with that progress. It's a really gorgeous shade. I've been using it in combination with my gold shade as a crease shade, and I've got the shade Keeper in my A to Z project pan, so I've been using that one in tandem with it, and it's been really nice to use. So I definitely will have hit the usage threshold by next month, but I don't think I will have used this up because they are quite hard pressed. They're quite pigmented shadows, so you don't need to pick up a lot, and obviously that's over half the amount of use that's needed, and I've only got a slight dip, but definitely happy to see a bit of a dip in here. But yeah, not gonna hit pan in that one, I don't think, but that one's just staying in. Then we have the shade from my Lorac Peach Fizz palette. So I've had this palette in twice already in the project, and I've hit pan, as you can see, in these two shades here. So I will put a picture up here of what it looked like last month, and it's just the black shade. I've used this one 15 times, and here is what it is looking like now. So as you can see, there is definitely a dip forming. I'm not sure how well you can see in the close-up, but that is just what it looks like. Definitely a dip forming. I'm not sure whether I will hit pan by next month. I hope to, because the pans are pretty shallow, so hopefully we will have a pan for next month. But yeah, that's just what it's looking like currently. Just a very small dip going on, nothing too crazy, but it works well. I've been using it to tightline. I'm using it today. I don't know if you can tell very well. I've got quite a smoky, grungy type of look, but I love the purple. I think this is so cute. So yeah, very happy with the progress on this one. I do think I can hit pan in it, and if I hit the 30 uses, I probably will keep it in to hit pan, because you can always use a black, and I don't mind, I'll just hit pan on it at a later date. But yeah, that definitely should have pan next month. If not, I'll keep it in and do it the next month after that. But next up, we have the shade from my Amrezy palette, my ABH Amrezy palette. I had the shade Dragon in here, so I'll put a picture in here what it looked like last month. It was basically untouched. I've used this one 18 times now, and here is what it is looking like. So as you can see, it has definitely got a lot of progress. There's definitely a very big dip forming on there. I'm wearing it on the eyes today, on just the kind of inner part of my lid. I've got a different shade in the outer corner, but this is just the progress on that shade. I am not 1000% sure how deep these pans are, but hopefully within 12 uses, maybe I'll hit pan by next month. I'm not too sure. It's a really gorgeous gold shade. It's just kind of a classic gold. I love the way gold looks on my lids. This pairs really well with the Naked Honey palette. It looks really pretty as kind of like a day-to-day look. But yeah, this is just what that shade is looking like now. Definitely a big dip forming. You can see where my finger is because I apply shimmer shades with my finger. I just think it pays off the best. But yeah, that is the progress we have for this month. I'm very happy with it, and I'm hoping to have hit pan by next month, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then lastly, for the ones with a little bit less progress, I guess, I have my ABH palette, and I did actually have two shades from this palette rolled into this project. So the first one I'm going to show you is Seychelles, which has the least amount of progress in this whole thing because I've used it once. I did a blue look with this. I combined it with the Hello shade from my A to Z project pan series, and I was wearing it in a video. I'm not 1000% sure. I'll put the thumbnail in here. I'm not sure what it was, but that was just a blue look. But obviously I've been on holiday and I've also been at work, so I haven't really been able to do a like bright blue look, and this is definitely a very bright blue shade. But as you can see, I've definitely got a lot of pan in this palette already. This is just the shade here. You can see there's definitely a slight dip. You can see where I used the shade. I'm not sure whether I'll hit pan or hit the 30 uses, but I definitely think this one is going to be in here, at least I think it's going to be in here till the end of the project, because I can't imagine doing 29 blue looks next month. But yeah, that's just the progress we have so far, and it's a really gorgeous shade, really pretty, but it's just going to be staying in, so that's what it looks like. I will actually swatch all the shades that are staying in because I forgot to do that. So let me just do that super quick. So yeah, that is the colour story we have staying in this month. That's just what it looks like. Seychelles is such a gorgeous creamy blue shade. It's really gorgeous, really pretty, sparkly and pigmented, as you can obviously see. But next up we have the other shade in my ABH palette, which is Monte Carlo. So this I believe has been in for 2 months maybe now. I will put a picture of what it's been looking like the first time, and if it was in for 2 months, the second month as well, what it looked like then. But I used this 10 times this month, which took us up to 28 uses total, and I actually used it today. It's kind of the lighter pinky colour. The purple kind of stuck a little bit, but it's just the lighter pinky colour that's kind of blending out my look today. This is just what it is looking like now. So as you can see, we do have a pan, which is super duper exciting. I love to see that. This palette is looking so loved. We've now got 4 pans in here, which is incredible. So this is just what it is looking like. Obviously a nice little baby pan. Well, actually not a baby pan, it's actually not too small. So yeah, very excited about that. That one will be rolling out, and it is another shadow to add to my pan percentage. So yeah, this one super happy with having a pan, and can't wait to roll something else in and see how like loved this palette is now. And then lastly, for the shades that I had in was from my Colourpop Sandstone palette. This one I believe was also in for 2 months, so I'll put the progress pictures in now. So I used this 10 times this month, which took us up to 30 uses total, and that is the threshold I have to roll things out. So if I haven't hit pan and I've used it 30 times and I don't see myself hitting pan soon, I can roll out a shade. So that's what I've chosen to do with this one. I just had the shade Wild Creek in, and it's just looking like this now. So as you can see, there's definitely a dip in here, but I'm just not too sure how close we are to pan. I don't think we're very close. But yeah, this was a decent shade. I enjoyed using it in my outer corner because it's a little bit too deep for all over my lid, but it was a really gorgeous kind of like almost like oil slick like brown color. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's just what it looks like. But we will be rolling this palette out. So very out of my comfort zone shade, but I actually really enjoyed using it, and I definitely think I created some really pretty looks. So yeah, we've got a good dip in there now, so it's definitely looking more loved, but this will be rolling out now, which is super duper exciting. Okay, so now for some statistics. I did get quite a few new eyeshadows this month. It's fine, we'll just move on. But I now have a total of 515 eyeshadow pans in my collection, and 30 of them do have pan in them now, and that brings our pan percentage to 5.8%, which has gone down the last 2 months. It's been 6.2. Unfortunately, it's dipped down again, but hopefully in the next month I can pick it back up before Black Friday, where it'll go down, and then hopefully by the end of the year it can be maybe a little bit above 6%. Initially I hoped for 10%, but I just don't think that's likely at all. So we're going to aim for maybe 6.5%, 7% by the end of the year, we'll see. But I'm just going to get up a random number generator on my laptop to generate our next 2 shades that are going to be rolling into this colour palette. So I'm going to get the shades from 1 to 485, because that is the number of eligible shades that I do have. So 1 to 485, and we're going to randomly generate one. The first one is 442, so that's definitely a newer palette in my collection because they're in chronological order. So 442 actually comes from my Beauty Bay Sunset Horizons palette, I believe, which is super exciting. So let me just grab that one now. So here is the palette here. It is the shade Moonlit, which is... oh, that's pretty. It's this really gorgeous yellow colour on the end here. So it just looks like that there. I love this. I think this will pair really gorgeously with the Naked Honey palette. So I'm really excited to have this one in. I believe Beauty Bay shades aren't too deep, so hopefully I should be able to hit pan by next month. I'm really excited to have rolled this one in actually, because I haven't had a chance to properly play with this palette yet, and I'm really, really excited. So yeah, that is the shade there. Just a really gorgeous kind of bright yellow colour. So that's the shade Moonlit right there, and this is the gorgeous Sunset Horizons palette. So I'm extremely, extremely excited about that one. And then the last number we're going to be generating today is 166. So definitely an older palette in my collection. 166. Oh, another Beauty Bay palette. That's super exciting. So this comes from my Nikki Tutorials palette. Beauty Bay has my favourite formula, so that's why I'm super duper excited about this. I've run in the shade 166, which is the shade Underground, which I think could be a little bit dark. So we've got the shade Underground. I think I've got this slightly wrong in my spreadsheet because it's not like in the right order of the shades, but I'm just going to redo that later and just go with the shade Underground, which is this shade here. So it's like a kind of grey shimmer shade. I will give it a swatch. I don't think I've actually used this before, but let's see what it looks like. So that is the shade there. It's a really gorgeous shimmery shade. It's got some kind of like little micro like shimmers in it, which is really pretty, but it's just a kind of grey colour. You can't see super well. I'll move my light. There you go. I think that's a little bit better. You can just see the shade there. So that is what it's looking like there. Really, really gorgeous shimmery shade. I'm going to move this back. And yeah, so this is my colour story for next month. It's definitely looking a little bit grungy with like two kind of pops of more summery colours, but I'm really, really excited about this. I don't think I will be able to hit pan in Underground this month because it's a little bit of a out of my comfort zone shade, but basically predictions for next month, I should have hit the usage threshold for Drip, hopefully hit pan or hit the usage for Dragon here, hopefully hit pan on the shade from my Lorac palette, just continuing to use Seychelles. I'm hoping to use this maybe twice, 3 times next month, we'll see. Hopefully I will be able to hit pan in Moonlit and also just make some progress on Underground because I don't see myself using that one up entirely. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this update. For some reason this one was a little bit shorter. I am in a little bit of a rush when I'm filming this, so I probably breezed through this a little quicker than I normally would. But anyway, I still hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe, turn the bell to join our little club. If you enjoy panning content, I do a lot of that here on this channel, so don't be afraid to subscribe and check out my other videos. If you want to check out any of these palettes or my social media or my main channel, then that will be in the description down below. You can feel free to check that all out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!